Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we will be talking about ratio and proportion. Ratio is the relative magnitude of two quantities, usually expressed as a quotient. In simple words, the magnitude relation is called ratio, or the relation between things or parts of things with respect to their comparative quantity, magnitude, or degree. In general terms, we take ratio and proportion as the same, but here in maths there is some difference. Before starting my lecture, please make sure that you have subscribed our channel SEEKER. Introduction of ratio. Suppose someone uses 3 cups of water and 1 cup of milk to prepare tea. We can compare these two quantities by using the term of ratio. For example, here we have the water and milk are of the ratio of 3:1. The simplest definition of ratio is that ratio is the comparison between two or more quantities of the same kind, which can be written by putting a colon between them. This sign is known as colon. While it must be noted that ratio is the quantities between the same unit. The unit must be same. Now here is a special type of ratio that is known as continuous ratio. Here we suppose if the two ratios A ratio B and B ratio C are given for three quantities. Here we have two ratios and the quantities are 3. Then the ratio A, B and C is called continuous ratio, which can be written as here A ratio B and B ratio A. Now suppose if the ratios are between AB and CD, then it can be given as here AB and CD. But look at here. First we will multiply AC, that is AC, then BC, and then CD. Now let's solve an example on continuous ratio. The two ratios of three quantities, that is A, B and C, are as A ratio B is equal to 1/2, B ratio C is equal to 2/3. Find their continuous ratio. Now, in order to find a continuous ratio, we write the terms as given in this image. Now look at here. First we will multiply 1/2. First we will multiply 1 into 2. The answer is 2. Now 2 into 2, here we got 4, and at last 2 into 3, here we get 6. Now divided all these terms by 2, we will get 2 ones are 2, and here 2 twos are 4, and here 2 threes are 6. So our answer is 1, 2 and 3. Now what is proportion? Four quantities are said to be in proportion if the ratio of the first and the second is equal. The ratio of the first and second is equal to the ratio of third and fourth. In other words, the four quantities A, B, C and D are in proportion if A ratio B is equal to C ratio D. We can write these terms as given here. But here B and C are known as mean proportional, while A and D are called extreme proportional. And it can be written as given here: R A by B is equal to C by D, and by cross multiplication it comes out to be AD is equal to CB. Now we have types of proportion. Here we have two types of proportion. One is direct proportional, a relation in which one quantity increases or decreases in the same proportion by increasing or decreasing the other quantity is known as direct proportional. Suppose if we have one quantity, it is increasing, but at the same time with the same proportion the other quantities also increasing. These type of relation are known as direct proportional. It can be given as one is directly proportional to B. That is, A is directly proportional to B. And second type is inverse proportional, a relation in which one quantity increases in the same proportion by decreasing the other quantity, and vice versa. Suppose here we have one quantity and that is increasing, but on the other side another quantity is decreasing with the same ratio. These kinds of relation between the quantities is known as inverse proportional or inverse relation. It can be represented by relation which is equal to 1 by that term. For example, here we say that A is inversely proportional to B. Let's solve an example on these terms. If 782 rupees be divided into 3 parts, while the proportional is 1 by 2, 2 by 3 and 3 by 4. Now solution. First of all, we have to find the LCM of the denominators. 2, 3 and 4 are known as denominators of these terms. Let's find the LCM, least count multiple of these quantities. We will get 12. So the LCM of 2, 3 and 4 comes out to be 12. Now multiply 12 with each ratio. We will get 6, 8 and 9. If you haven't get this, please look at here. Here we get the LCM 12. We have multiplied this X LCM over here, which comes out to be this figure. Now we can divide this like 2 ones are 2 6 are, and here 3 ones are 3 8s are, here 4 ones are 4 9s are. So we get this 6, 8 and 9. Now we will sum these terms because we are going to find the first term. So in order to find the first term, we sum these ratios. Here the sums comes out to be 23. For first ratio, we multiply 6 with this term 782 and divide it by 23. So we will get this answer. The ratio of the first term is 204, and similarly we can find the ratio of the second term and the ratio of the third term. So in question they asked that find the first part, but there we have also find the other parts as well. Now look at another example. Here the ratio of the Maria age and Bisma age is 2:4, and the ratio of the Bisma and Kiran is 3:2. So the question is find the ratio Maria to Kiran. Now the ratio of Maria to Kiran. For that we will apply the methodology of continuous ratio. Here we have 4:5 and 3:2. By multiplying these ratios we get the term 12, while 3 multiply with 5 we get the answer 15, and and here 5 2s are 10. The question is to find the ratio between Maria and Kiran. For Maria we have the ratio 12 and 10 for Kiran. So our answer, so now Maria ratio to Kiran is 6/5, because we can divide these terms by 2. So 2 6 are 12 and 2 5 are 10. So our answer is 6:5.